Listen, I'm a connoisseur when it comes to Disney Channel original movies. The Other Me, Luck of the Irish, Smart House. Even when they sold out and went to theaters, I was still there rooting for them. But now I feel like the last OG coming back to this genre and going, what the sitch? Let me explain. Now, for starters, I know what some of y'all are thinking, right? Isn't there already a Kim Possible film called So the Drama? And you would be 100% correct. Twice. But you know how Hollywood sees foreign films and the first thing they think about is how to remake this into English? Well, Disney keeps looking at all of their animated properties and thinking that they need to be live action, and I for one am tired of this cartoon appropriation. First, we collectively find out that John Wayne is a racist, and in the same month we're still facing this injustice. Unbelievable. Now, for those who don't know the drama around Kim Possible's origin, she pretty much started a site for her services as a teenager and randomly gets a billionaire in distress who calls her for help. She helps, and then her DMs get flooded as she randomly becomes a crime fighter. Everyone knows about her friends Ron and Rufus, who she eventually dates, Wade, who was the smart guy running her website and missions, her genius family made up of doctors, and twins, who literally created their own language known as Twinish, Monique, her Biffle, and of course the old reliable Bueno Nacho. But what really made her were the villains. There was the OG Dr. Doofenshmirtz with Draken, who you realize actually dormed with Kim's dad before wanting to take over the world. Shigo, who's Kim's equal and actually used to be in a superhero group with her siblings before she became a villain.
Does the name Shigo ring a bell?
You know of my sister? But the more we fought evil, the more Shigo liked it.
The fighting?
The evil.
Right.
My favorite, Senor Senior Senior and his son Senor Senior Jr., who literally were villains just because they were bored. These guys had so much money they didn't know what else to do. But of course, there's then the cruelest one of them all. High schooler Bonnie Rockwaller.
Check your calendar. This is not Befriend a Loser Week.
This is what Heathers was about. Now, in the live-action movie, pretty much every adult in this town is a complete and utter idiot. Like, this lady just lets her child go mid-convo, and Kim's gotta be the one to save her. The first bad guy wants to take over the world with slime, and Kim's gotta stop him. The bus driver straight looks Kim in the eyes, and for whatever reason, still tries to drive off without her. How did that grapple get back in? Ron, I guess, is from Ohio because in this version, he's a live streamer, but I was just so confused with his voice.
Oh, this is Kim Possible. We're both a little cranky after saving the world last night.
Like, he sounds like the dude inside the van. He's like the human version of Popeye's laugh. Boy, looking like he's about to cry me a river. Obviously, there was going to be some changes, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I never go into these movies looking to hate on them. Trust me, I came into Kim Possible 2019 looking to laugh my cartoon self off. But I think a lot of people would agree with me with this, that when I say that we like our Kim Possible as the 2000s period piece that it is, that's exactly what we want.
Type in KimPossible.com.
Loading. Kim Possible.
Like it's in the DNA. But while I do miss the scanners looking communicator that she used to have, you know, I knew that there was bound to be changes, and the neck one doesn't look that bad. It's kind of cool. I think they could have still kept the cheerleading aspect of it, but I didn't mind the soccer switch, but this?
Look at Duff Killigan's Instagram. He has an underwater base. Senior has an active volcano. Got to post this to Instagram. Uh-oh. Duckface.
Instagram? I let some go through, right? Some changes, but Instagram? Monique, I guess, just doesn't exist in this universe. She just got vanished with Thanos. You know, Zendaya was busy for some reason. But it's clear that the story they wanted to go with was that of the girl who could handle anything except high school for some reason. Like, these kids saved the world, and yet the teachers are still bags of douches to them for being a minute late to class.
You are late.
Oh, not really fair.
It takes me 90 minutes to prepare Lady Whisker Boots her low-carb, high-protein breakfast, but that doesn't stop me from being on time.
Bro, when I was teaching kids, if a kid gave me their super donut for breakfast, I'd let them have second recess. These two are literally saving lives. Kim then interacts with Bonnie, who thinks she's the man, but Kim's like, nah, I'm Wendy Wu. I'll show you what I got. I'm just sitting here like, why is Kim wearing Katie Heron's pink shirt from Mean Girls? A bunch of action scenes then happen since, you know, Kim's own mom won't give her a ride to school. Supposedly Waze sends her through the roof because that's the fastest way. But then Kim's doing stuff like this.
believe this is yours?
Kim, what the?
I don't know if you know this about me, but when I grow up, I want to be a dog. My parents tell me it's not a realistic goal, but thanks to you, I'm one step closer.
Bruh, how you...
Why don't you wear this on missions anymore? It used to be your thing.
I don't know. I guess wearing the same thing all the time kind of felt cartoony after a bit.
What'd you say? Since they've pretty much become the freaks and geeks of this school, they decide to make a new friend with this girl named Athena, who ends up joining them on missions since she's this huge fan. And Kim starts getting jealous because this fan can actually do more things than she can. Like even the OG Kim P makes a cameo and gives Athena more attention. There's a mission involving female Loki where Kim turns into Mellow and refuses any help from anyone, thus losing the Tesseract, which Athena is able to rescue. But when you realize that the big twist in the movie is that Athena is actually the bad guy's robot, then you question why Athena didn't just fight Kim to take her down.
Imagine the cruel memes.
Wait, you were going to ruin Kim Possible's life with memes? Memes? Actually, that goes directly at her psyche and would then tear her down mentally, thus affecting her physically as it leads to her demise, so... That's dark as hell. But you have Instagram, so I can't even give you that much credit. Kim then has this mental breakdown, which was interesting to see as she seeks advice from her mentor, proving that, the writing in these new original movies doesn't have to be bad.
If I'm not the best at those things, then who am I?
That's just the thing. Even if you're not the best at what have you, you're still you.
Well, no. Nana, I'm Kim Possible, okay? I'm a star student and I save the world. That's who I am.
No, that's what you do. That's not who you are.
But again, they do things like this.
You about overshare. Oh, right. Well, bye.
Where did you pull that out of?
Somewhere along all this cyberbullying, they find this anthropomorphic eraser that's pretending to be Rufus the Naked Mole Rat.
Ron, you've got some splendid to do.
And so they have a trio that then becomes a quintet that goes to fight Kraken, who's getting drunk off 2% for some reason. Athena then learns that she's just a robot to these two, and they don't see her as a partner in crime. Even Meow had more pull in Team Rocket, so they're just ready to scavenge her parts.
What happens to Athena?
Why? She's just a robot.
You're wrong. She's my friend.
Oh, we're getting into robo rights. Solo part 2 here. Draken's final twist is that Athena not only became a Kim-itation of Miss Possible as she gathered all her best traits, but then Kraken also wants to suck up her spunk so that Kim can be inside of him, but he randomly turns into a child instead. They escape with Athena's head, Alita style, and are somehow able to bring her back. And since they need a sequel, a pubescent Dr. Draken goes to school, ready to harass Kim until he takes over the world. Now, again, after watching the original series and the movies, I personally think they still work because they're a product of their time. This movie tries to shift the setting to the present, but what they forgot is, nobody acts like this in the present. There's probably going to be a sequel since I know Kim even had a spinoff with Lilo and Stitch, which I personally, I know they want to adapt more characters, but we already got The Shape of Water. That's the Stitch with that. But I'm not against them making the story better and even keeping the same cast because I think they have potential. They just need to direct and have a better story. Maybe I'm also just being too harsh and have that nostalgia factor for the older ones I grew up with, and so I like them and don't see the problems with them. Maybe I just gotta make LME on the old ones then. That would be fun. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. We've had movies like this where everything wants to be live action. Disney, big Disney has been doing it. And then you have the smaller ones where Velma and Daphne got their own spinoff for whatever reason. There's I wouldn't really count them, but the Kissing Booth getting a sequel and Insatiable getting a sequel. I actually am very curious to check out Heather since I know that got a remake. I know everyone was hating on it, but then it turns out the people from Russian Doll actually have something to do with it. It may be an edited down version to the original theory or plan that they had, but I don't know. I personally am not for all of these remakes that are being made. I'm also not against them. I'm not that person who thinks oh, I need to kill myself because Kim Possible has... No, I get to make content out of it and still enjoy it in some way, even if it's not, in the manner that they thought it would be. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Did you like this one? Did you like the old one? What would you like to see in a sequel that could make it better? Or do you think it's already perfect? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll send you a Club Banana gift card.